Hi folks, my name is Corey Walker and I am the creator of this app, Speech World. I want to just take a moment to, first of all, welcome you and give you a little background on the app and speech and language pathology in general. You know, when I started out making this app, I really couldn't have imagined the interesting state of affairs that we now find ourselves in today, with schools being canceled and an outlook where families are finding themselves needing to take matters of health and education into their own hands, right? More and more these days. Interesting times. My goal when making this app was to help get knowledge and thus power into the hands of families when it comes to improving speech and language for their children. Because I believe firmly that families can and should be the driving force behind helping any speech and language deficits that might be present. But beyond that, and look, yes, I'm biased to a degree because I'm a speech and language pathologist, but I find providing all children with a strong base in communication, not just children with delays, to be the single best thing we can do for a child. In fact, I'd go as far as saying that giving a child a strong foundation in speech and language is perhaps one of the greatest acts of humanity that one can perform. Is that a little dramatic? I don't know, but look, language literally defines us. It's what sets us apart as a species and what truly makes us human. A good, strong foundation in speech and language it's the foundation for critical thinking and creative thinking, for processing our emotions, and ultimately what allows us to just kind of make our way through the day and process life in general. So that is why I set out to make this app. Because not only do I want to spread that message, plenty more in this app about that, but I feel strongly that if families, if armed with a certain set of knowledge, particularly in this moment in time, if families are armed with the right knowledge, that not only can they keep their kids on par with where they were in school, but I know that you can actually watch them thrive and have fun doing it. So I like to think of this app as having two main backbones, I guess. One is the science of speech and language pathology, and the other is the art of speech and language pathology. Because in my almost 20 years as a therapist, I have found that merging the science and the art of speech and language pathology helps accelerate progress in significant ways. So what I've set out to do with this app is condense these aspects and hopefully in a way that it's accessible to you and makes sense to families in general. So let's take a look first at the science end of things, because everything that we do as therapists should be backed up by peer-reviewed research. Before we talk about that, though, I want to say just real quick that this app offers the ability to create an account if you want. You don't need to create one. But if you do, you can track data and progress as it goes along and assign decks to names. And then if you log in on another device, you can just pick up where you left off. Or if your child is, say, with somebody else, like grandparent or babysitter, if they have the app, they can also access the same information. We also know that not everybody has Apple devices, an iPhone or an iPad. So we also have made it available on the web. So all you need is a computer and a web browser. And if you log in, you can pick up wherever you left off on a device, or just only do it there if you would like. This is great for all of the web therapy that is happening. You can even practice with your child remotely if you want. Say you are somewhere and they're another place. You can both hop on Zoom or something and use the app. So that's a handy feature. Then let's see, we have dozens of videos where children can see how and where to produce their speech sounds. We have lots of tutorials that teach you about the basics of speech errors and then what you can do at home to help. We even have a tutorial that shows you how children may be hearing early on in their life and why that contributes to speech errors. Then let's see, we have thousands of flashcards. One can practice at numerous levels, whether it's at the word, phrase, or sentence level. Children can also handpick whichever cards that they want to use to practice. They enjoy doing that. And then you can even have them record themselves and play back videos so they can hear themselves and hear their mistakes and their successes, all while seeing helpful videos and practicing flashcards. So all of this is the science content. Things that we know if children do on a regular basis that they can and will make progress. Plenty of research tells us that these things work. But, as life would have it, the science end of things, the more dry and repetitive side of things, doesn't always keep us motivated, much less kids, especially if something's difficult for them, right? So never fear, we also have plenty of things that fulfill the art of speech and language therapy. And if there's one thing that I've gotten good at in my own career is understanding what motivates children to work. And not just work, but open them up to being excited about learning. And this side of therapy is so imperative. So within this app, you'll find activities and content designed to motivate children in a more fun, creative, and funny way. And my goal with this content is hopefully to show how one can interject learning into just about anything that a child enjoys doing. So for example, you'll see here that we have videos created specifically for children. And if you look in the lower left-hand corner over here, you'll see that these videos target certain practice sounds, right? And when we were creating these videos, we didn't create them with any particular sounds in mind. We first and foremost focused on content that we just knew children would enjoy in the first place. Then, from there, we worked our way backwards and found content within with particular sounds. So we hope to inspire the idea that this can be done with just about anything that children enjoy, whether it's TV shows, games, or anything that they enjoy. So with these videos, if you don't see a sound that your child is working on, still take a look at the videos, and as you're doing so, listen for words that contain sounds on which they're working. Next, we have an activity where children can choose a deck of sounds on which they're working and play whack-a-mole. Once the game is complete, they have the opportunity to create a scene of their own. And this is an open-ended activity, and it's fantastic for creating a more fun environment for practicing speech. So here's just a few scenes that children have been creating already, and you can see that they get very silly and that they have a blast doing it. What's so great about this is each one of these images allowed me to elicit speech sounds that I might not have otherwise gotten with regular drill. So I encourage you to let your kids do this and laugh and make it as goofy as they want to. Then I hope to take this general idea and apply it to things around the house or in books that they're reading or whatever it is that they enjoy. Because I truly believe that practice opportunities are really everywhere in our environment. And if there were ever a time for all of this material and content, certainly the time is now. So I hope that you get as much reward with this app as I had making it. You know, there's a quote that says something to the effect of never let a crisis go to waste. And I think this time in history is the perfect time to digest some of this knowledge and see what a true difference that you can make in your child's development, and it can be effortless. You can have a blast doing it. So thank you so much. Enjoy, but most of all, have fun.